What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Juicy Guy Kelly, and I'm back with another banger. Yo, I'm so sorry, guys. I know it's been a long time since I dropped a video, but I'm back. I'm back. So today we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk down. We're gonna talk some good business, and I'm really gonna let y'all know what happened. Some good, some bad, some things I'm proud of, some things I'm not proud of, and we just gonna look into how life progressed. But all of it made me into the person that I am right now. So instead of me sitting down and, dropping videos like everything is perfect, I'm going to sit down and give y'all 5 things that I learned in the past 2 years. I was about to say 5 years. But in the past 2 years, that could potentially help one of you guys. So let's get right into the video. Yeah. Alright, so the first thing I learned was you don't need to have everything figured out. And I'm not gonna lie, I learned this the hard way. Right from high school, I graduated and I really wanted to experience the college life. Wanted to ball, wanted to have fun, wanted to just, know what the rest of the world is like. I'm not gonna lie, I had a cousin and he went to Buff State. If you from New York and you know anybody that went to, colleges around 2017, 2018, 2019, at that time they were having fun in college. So to me, when I heard college, all I heard was fun. Feel me? So I just wanted to go up there, have fun, and that was really it. So I told my dad that I'm gonna go to school for business, and he been told me to do medicine or get in a medical field, get in a medical field. Apparently I can't speak today, but I never listened to him, so I decided to do business. And I went along, went to school. I'm not gonna lie, I was bullshitting. Like, I was bullshitting my first, second, and then they kicked me out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my first semester, if I tell you guys my GPA, I believe it was like 0.6. Like, I don't even know if that's possible, but that was literally my GPA. And that's mainly because I thought I had everything figured out and I was not going to class and just, doing things. And then when they kicked me out, I was more so like, damn, like, okay, what's really going to happen? Like, I don't got a degree. I don't got nothing to show for. I went to school. Feel me? Like, all your friends are doing something. That's when I found YouTube. So when I found YouTube, I was also not serious because, like, when you can't be consistent in school, right? What makes you think that you're gonna be consistent in something like YouTube? It's like they kind of go both hand in hand, whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, with school, you need to be consistent, right? With YouTube, you also need to be consistent. So if you're not being consistent in school, you cannot be consistent in YouTube. It's like they go both hand in hand. So I basically also wasn't consistent with YouTube and I stopped posting. Now, when I got kicked out at the time, I really felt embarrassed and didn't know how to tell my mom. I didn't know how to tell my dad, and people around me was graduating for me. Of course, you gotta be okay with that. You can't be mad that one of your peers is graduating. So, me being me, I show love. But deep down, when you watch like everybody you growing up, you watching people, you start to try to compare yourself and try to relate to this person's life and try to think about how this person is living way better than you, but it's not about that. Like later on, I end up moving to my cousin's crib, and staying there also made me realize that, as a man, you cannot just stay at another man's house just like that, because you kind of need to readjust, but in a way where you could pick up yourself without needing to be spoon fed. Feel me? Because when you spoon fed, you're not gonna know how hard it was to really get it done. And with that being said, he ended up, kicking me out his crib. But that was out of like, him showing me, yo, bro, like, you a man now. Get your shit together. You feel me? With that experience, I literally had to get a job, and I'm like, oh shit, like, damn. Like, it's at this point where I really gotta like figure it out. Like, bro, like, there's no way out. And thankfully, I got my mom. Feel me? It's good to have people. It's good to have moms, man. Shout out to moms. But I spoke to my mom, and she was just like, bro, just come back home, cause you out there wasting money. You outside, you doing a whole bunch, thinking that you grown. And that's when I came back and got a job at security at Montefiore. One day I was walking around, and I went about the radiology department, and I met a fellow Ghanaian just like me, but he was a little older than me. So I realized that, he's from where I'm from, and we speak the same language. He's very chill, and he has a career. He has, like, he's stable. So I'm over here standing there asking myself, why am I not pursuing that career? Why am I not even trying to, do this career? And then that's when it hit me, like, oh, your dad tried to tell you be in the medical field, but you never wanted to do it. So right then and then I laughed. So what makes it even more funny is that as I'm standing there doing security and stuff, one day I just get an email that YouTube sent me a check. And it was about $300. And at that time, I literally had like no money in my bank, and I had just basically started this security job, so trying to just find my way. I had lost a lot of money, so I'm just like, damn, like, there's a lot. But when I email him my account, when I check him my account, that $300 from YouTube, it made me realize something. It made me think about life even way more. Like, it made me realize, like, life is precious. Like, sometimes your mistakes could be a gem, And for a long time, I never really, I didn't really know what I was doing on YouTube. So it was more so like I didn't really know what I was doing in life or where I was going in life. So I kind of was just random, just doing bullshit. And later on, I decided to pursue a degree in radiology, and I'm about a year into the program, and I have one more year to be done. So that's just a lesson to say that sometimes because you don't find your path right away, don't mean that, it's over. And yeah, I'm sorry to say, like, maybe I'm making the story long, but this lesson long, but it took me, it was all in my head. That's all I'm saying. It was all in my head. Sometimes, yeah, it's all in your head. But just because you don't figure it out right now, don't mean that it's over. All right. The second lesson is you are your angel and you are your own devil. Now, I'm sorry. Like this is gonna sound a little like I know the way I said it. This is my way of saying things, okay? Like, but literally, my teacher told me this in college, and she sat me down at lunch, and she was like, Kelvin, you know you are your own angel and you're your own devil, right? I'm like, what do you mean by that? And she goes on to say, you make the best decision in your life, and you end up making the worst decision in your life. And sometimes you end up making too much bad decisions that your bad outweigh the good. So nobody ever really talks about the good. So people just talk about the bad. And sometimes we have to be okay, like, take your responsibility and be like, yeah, I did that. Like, that was my fault. I'm gonna give you a story. When I was around 20, I had a Mercedes Benz ML320, 2008 with a diesel engine. Whew. Like, I really love that car. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, with all my heart. And that was because my whole life, all I wanted was a Benz. For me, all I wanted was a Benz. So imagine now you got a Benz. You think I'm gonna just let it go? Hell no. Feel me? But maybe maybe my love for that car was the reason why, like, I lost it. For me, like, maybe I loved it too much. Sometimes when you love something too much, like when you have too much emotional attachment into possessions, like, they tend to go away. You feel me? I could have sold the car. I could have, just cut my losses with it because it had a lot of mechanical issues. But unfortunately, I just drained myself financially. 6,000, giving away 5,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Every time I go to mechanic, they taxing me. So instead of me just looking at the problem and be like, yo, like, nah, forget about this car, I end up even creating problems with friends where I couldn't even pay them back on some money that they had given me. And I'm not gonna lie, nobody forced me to keep on paying for that car. Nobody kept me, like, nobody told me, yo, bro, keep on paying for this Mercedes Benz. It was like everything was my decision, and I was just holding on to something because I was proud of it. It was simply because of pride and ego, and maybe I just liked hearing the saying, oh, he has a Benz. You feel me? It's like, it sounds cool. You feel me? And that goes on to other things. Like, sometimes you might be holding on to a relationship, an old job, or a job, or somebody, or an old friendship, or an old habit, or an old version of you. Sometimes it's okay to be, to let it go. I learned, like, it's better to just let things go, because when you let things go, new things gonna come up. Whether you like it or not, new things gonna come up. New things gonna come up. So it's like, don't carry the burden along with you, like, feel me? Cause just let it go. New things gonna come up, and you must have the courage to let it go. Like, you really got to. All right. Now, lesson 3, like, this one is really important because as human beings, like, we tend to forget the people that was there for us. So there's gonna be, don't forget the people who showed up for you. And I really learned to appreciate people when they're no longer here. Not just like with death, but with real life. Like when, you break up with somebody or when a friendship, when you no longer when friends with somebody, when y'all don't speak anymore, you tend to realize like, damn, like, you know, things weren't that bad, you know, like we could have fixed it. Feel me? But because everybody left you, don't mean that you have to forget about the people that were there for you. Feel me? Like, cause life really do get hard sometimes. Like, you know, my mom been through a lot, but aside from everything that she been through, she showed up for me a lot, and I have a lot of things to give to her because if it wasn't for her, I'm not gonna lie, your boy would have been I don't know. I don't know where I would have been. Feel me? Shout out to my pops too because he held it down and he showed me, okay, it's not over. Like, for me, you can get shit done. And friends, certain friends, of course, will call you, check up on you, make sure you're good. And those are the people you need to keep around because nowadays, bro, people be on social media every single day, but they barely call their own family members to check up on them. So that's to say that's something I'm still working on every day, every single day because, hey, you gotta appreciate the loved ones, man. You gotta appreciate the family. You gotta appreciate the ones that show up, man, when you need them. Feel me? Lesson 4, I would say discipline over motivation. Discipline over motivation. Discipline over motivation. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because starting my YouTube journey, I always thought that I needed to be motivated to shoot a video, or I needed to be motivated to go outside to Times Square to shoot a video. I live in New York City. Like, I get motivated to travel sometimes, here and there, but the discipline is not there. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, when you feel motivated to study, it's gonna be like today, and tomorrow you're not gonna study. Like, when you feel motivated, you might have the goals, but tomorrow you're not gonna have the goals. So it's like temporary. It's like based on your emotion, and that's why I'm saying like discipline over emotion. I mean, discipline over motivation. For me, because discipline is like, even when your hand is cut off today, you like, damn, I still gotta do this, bitch. Like, you still gotta do it because it's like it's just part of your routine. And discipline isn't just waking up early or going to the gym. It's not when, you know, it's not like discipline isn't what people really think it is. Like like it's not just that. I feel like, to me, discipline is sometimes not reacting when you're angry. Discipline is being patient. Discipline is saying no. Discipline is sometimes putting your phone down when you're speaking to somebody or when you're eating. Just for me, you can have a peace of mind. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've mastered discipline, but I'm learning every day. Like, life that we know it isn't built on one huge decision. Like, it's built on small discipline that you do every single day, and whether you like it or not, it's like a snowball effect. It will just build up little by little, and you can't knock that. You can't. All right, guys, this is the last one, and it's probably gonna be the biggest lesson out of all of them that I have learned. And this one is that it's never too late to start over. I remember talking to one of my dad's friends, and I was telling him that I wanted to get into the medical field, but I was down myself, and I didn't know where I wanted to start, and I feel like I'm too far behind. And this man just started laughing at me. So I'm looking at him like, bro, like I'm in my head. I'm like, bro, why are you laughing? Like for me, like what's funny? Like, and then he asked me like, how old are you? And I told him I'm 24. Bro, he started laughing even more. He's like, bro, like, trust me, you know where near where you think you should be. Like this man is laughing at me while I'm telling him my deepest concerns and what really matters to me. And he kept on laughing, and when he stopped, he looked at me and he said, "Do you know what your biggest problem is?" And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "Thinking that your life is over." And that's when it hit me like, yo, bro, you in the hospital. There's people right now on their deathbed and they are going through real life issues, and you over here sitting here crying and whining about how you feel like you cannot go through life and make it no more. So, like, right then and then, like, it hit me like, bro, like, I'm tweaking, like, bro, I'm losing it. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. When you think you can't do nothing, it's all in your head. That's what he said. That's what he said. And when he said that in that moment, it made me realize, like, bro, I'm tweaking. It's all in my head. I need to get it together. I need to get it together. Because at the end of the day, life is going to happen whether you like it or not. Whether 4 months from now, 6 months from now, whether you like it or not, the seasons are still going to happen. Like, there's going to be a new December. There's going to be a new January. There's going to be a new February. Like, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. So it's like sitting there and just wasting time and just, procrastinating don't really help or amount to nothing. Because at the end of the day, we are our own angels and our own devils. And we get to make that decision in the end. So when I honestly look back at the past 2 years, I realized that just because certain people wasn't in my life no more, just because I didn't have money, just because I didn't have my car, just because I didn't have my apartment anymore, didn't mean that I was a failure. It basically just told me that sometimes maybe I needed to go through things to make me uncomfortable, to make me realize what's more important, because being uncomfortable is all about figuring out how to not be uncomfortable again. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have it all figured out. I don't. I'm still learning. I'm still teaching myself each and every single day how to be more patient. I'm still making mistakes to learn from them. And I'm still trying to become a better man moving forward and be a better friend and a better brother moving forward. And I just want to let you guys know that this time I'm back and I'm not leaving. I really want to show you guys my journey moving forward, and whether it's with school, is with life, is with anything, car, whatever, like business, I'm with it. I'm going to show it all. And the things that nobody talk about, I'm also going to talk about it. Spirituality, God. And if you're still watching this right now and you're in a place where you feel behind, I hope you remember something. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. And it's not too late. And it's never over. I almost lost my train of thought. You could start again, and you could change directions You could become completely different, and you could start today. Most importantly, I appreciate you guys for still subscribing to my channel, and moving forward, I hope that I could provide you guys with the best content. Yeah, I'm out of here.